Most men today spend hours trying to figure out what women want, scrolling through dating tips, analyzing texts, or watching endless videos. But the truth is, a woman doesn't say yes to a man because of what he says. She says yes because of what he is. If you've ever felt like no matter how much effort you put in, compliments, gifts, attention, it's never enough, this video is for you. Because being a real man isn't about chasing validation. It's about embodying something so rare that women naturally want to be close to you, emotionally, spiritually, and yes, intimately. Before we continue, if you're trying to become the kind of man who moves through life with quiet strength and purpose, make sure to subscribe and join this journey. Let's talk about what truly makes a woman say yes to a real man. Number 1, emotional control, the quiet power that draws her in. Women aren't drawn to men who never feel emotions. They're drawn to men who can control them. There's a big difference. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius didn't suppress emotion, they mastered it. A man who remains calm in chaos instantly becomes a pillar of safety. When you're unfazed by drama or disrespect, it tells her something powerful, that your peace cannot be stolen. Most men overreact when something doesn't go their way. They get needy, defensive, or angry. But the real man pauses. He listens. He breathes. Because he knows his emotions are his responsibility, not hers. That control is what women find magnetic. It's rare in a world of emotional volatility. When a man doesn't get triggered easily, he's unpredictable in the best way. He surprises her, not with gifts or lines, but with presence. His calm energy gives her room to relax, to feel safe, and to open up. That's when emotional intimacy begins to grow naturally. Even when she tests you, and she will, don't take it personally. Women don't test men to destroy them, but to see if they're real. A man who passes those tests with a calm smirk and a little humor, that's the kind of man she'll think about long after he's gone. Remember, the one who controls himself controls the room. And often, that quiet control is what makes her lean closer, curious, and drawn in. Number 2, the magnetism of a man on a mission. A woman feels safest with a man who's going somewhere. Not necessarily rich or famous, but driven. Purpose creates gravity. When you have direction, your energy changes. You walk differently, talk differently, even think differently. You don't chase approval because you're already being pulled forward by something greater. When a man lacks purpose, everything else falls apart. He becomes clingy, overthinks texts, and makes a woman his world. But a man with purpose doesn't revolve around a woman. He invites her into his orbit. That's the difference. He's too busy building something to lose himself in someone. There's something deeply attractive about a man who wakes up every morning with discipline, working on his goals, learning, improving, even when no one's watching. Women can sense that. It's not arrogance, it's self-respect in motion. And self-respect is sexy. Now, don't confuse being busy with being purposeful. A man can fill his day and still feel empty. Real purpose gives meaning to every action. It sharpens your presence and gives you that quiet, masculine focus that women can feel without you saying a word. Funny enough, once you stop making women your purpose, they start appearing everywhere. Why? Because real men are rare, and women can feel when they're in the presence of one. Number 3, confidence, the calm knowing that you're enough. Confidence isn't about loudness or flexing muscles. It's that stillness inside that says, I don't need to prove anything. Stoicism teaches that external validation is unstable. A man grounded in himself doesn't need to chase attention, because he is attention. Confidence isn't what you say, it's how you carry yourself when no one is watching. It's how you handle rejection, failure, and silence. A man who's comfortable with those things becomes unstoppable. Why? Because women don't fall for perfection. They fall for authenticity mixed with resilience. Many men think confidence comes from success, but it's actually the other way around. True success follows confidence. The more secure you are with yourself, your flaws, your story, your path, the more a woman feels she can trust you. And trust is the foundation of intimacy. Humor also plays a role here. A confident man doesn't take himself too seriously. He can laugh at awkward moments, turn tension into charm, and still maintain composure. Women love that balance, strength and lightness. It feels real, human, grounded. So, stop performing confidence. Just be it. Let your energy speak louder than your words. Because the man who believes in himself silently doesn't have to shout to be heard. Number 4. Boundaries. The respect that makes her respect you. One of the most overlooked traits that makes a woman say yes is boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls. They're doors that only open for respect. When a man knows his limits, he earns admiration. When he has none, he becomes forgettable. A Stoic man doesn't beg for love or chase what doesn't reciprocate. He knows his worth, and he's willing to walk away. That's what creates tension. Not the toxic kind, but the kind that makes a woman realize she's dealing with someone who values himself. When you set boundaries, you're saying, I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to be respected. And strangely enough, that's when women start liking you more. Because deep down, every woman wants a man she can't walk all over. Respect precedes intimacy. The trick is to set boundaries with calmness, not anger. You don't have to announce them. You live them. You show through your actions what you tolerate and what you don't. And when she sees that your energy doesn't bend easily, it earns both her curiosity and her trust. As Epictetus said, how long are you going to wait before you demand the best of yourself? The moment you hold yourself to a higher standard, the world and women begin to treat you differently. Number 5, presence, the rarest currency in the modern world. In today's world of constant distraction, presence is almost extinct. Most men scroll through life, never being there. But when you're fully present, eye contact, calm breathing, attentive listening, it's electrifying. A woman feels it instantly. Presence isn't about saying the right thing. It's about truly seeing her. Stoics practice this by observing, not reacting. When you look at a woman and she feels you're really there, not thinking about what to say next, it disarms her completely. It's the small things, remembering details, pausing before speaking, being unhurried. A real man doesn't rush intimacy. He creates a space for it to unfold. That slowness, that grounded energy, it's what builds trust and desire. Even humor becomes more powerful when you're present. You can sense when to joke, when to be silent, when to hold her hand without words. That's emotional intelligence at work. And emotional intelligence is the quiet key to connection. So if you want her to say yes, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually, stop chasing moments and start being in them. The modern world is loud, but a real man's silence speaks volumes. Number 6, vulnerability. The strength most men are too scared to show. Most men think vulnerability makes them weak, but Stoicism teaches the opposite. Seneca once said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity." Vulnerability is courage in motion. It's standing in your truth without fear of judgment. When you open up, not for sympathy, but for authenticity, it hits different. It's not emotional dumping, it's emotional depth. Women are wired to feel, to sense, to read between your words. When you let them see the man behind the armor, not the perfect image you're trying to project, that's when real connection begins. It's in the small things, admitting when you're tired, when you're scared, when you don't have all the answers. That honesty builds trust faster than any pickup line. There's a difference between oversharing and being real. Oversharing seeks validation. Being real simply shares truth. Vulnerability doesn't say, "Fix me." It says, "Here's who I am, flaws included, and I'm still standing." That kind of openness makes a woman feel safe to open up to. Funny thing, when you stop pretending to be invincible, women start seeing you as unstoppable. Because strength without softness is rigidity, But strength with softness, that's real masculinity. So stop trying to impress her with perfection. Impress her with honesty. Be the man who can look her in the eyes and say, yeah, I've been broken before, but I didn't stay there. That's the kind of man who earns not just attraction, but admiration. Number 7, patience, the art of moving slow in a fast world. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, patience is pure power. Most men rush intimacy because they fear losing it. But the Stoic man moves slowly, intentionally, like time itself is on his side. He knows that real connection takes time, and that what's rushed rarely lasts. A woman can tell when a man's in a hurry. It feels needy, anxious, forced. But when you're patient, it tells her you're grounded in abundance, not desperation. You're not chasing the moment. You're letting the moment chase you. That's a whole different energy. Patience also shows emotional maturity. It says, I can wait. I can observe. I can build. It's not about delay for the sake of strategy. It's about mastery. And nothing is more attractive than a man who's mastered himself enough to not rush what's real. Humor helps here too. When she's teasing, testing, or uncertain, smile and say something like, relax, we've got time. Rome wasn't built in a day. That calm humor creates comfort, and comfort breeds closeness. Patience isn't passivity. It's quiet confidence that what's meant for you won't miss you. And when a woman feels that certainty radiating from you, she'll want to lean into your energy because it feels timeless. Number 8, integrity, the foundation of true desire. Integrity is the root of masculine power. Without it, everything else is just noise. A man with integrity doesn't lie to get what he wants. He doesn't manipulate emotions for validation. He moves with consistency. His words match his actions. And women sense that alignment instantly. The Stoics believe that virtue is the highest good. That means doing the right thing even when it's inconvenient. Most men compromise their values the moment attraction enters the room. They bend their principles to impress or please. But a real man doesn't bend. He stays firm, even when it costs him attention. That's where respect is born. Integrity makes you trustworthy, and trust is what makes a woman relax into intimacy. It's not your muscles or your money, it's your energy. When she knows she can trust you, her guard drops. She feels safe to be herself, and that's when intimacy deepens. Even your smallest actions matter. How you treat the waiter, how you talk about people when they're not around, how you keep promises. Women pay attention to these details more than you think. Be the man whose words are weighty because they're backed by truth. Because in a world full of liars, manipulators, and almost men, integrity is the most seductive thing there is. Number 9, detachment, the freedom that makes you magnetic. There's a paradox in attraction. The more you need something, the more it runs away. Detachment isn't about not caring. It's about caring without obsession. The Stoics practiced apatheia, not apathy, but emotional balance. It's loving deeply while staying free. When you detach, you stop giving off anxious energy. You stop trying to control outcomes. You move from wanting her to choosing yourself. And ironically, that's when she starts wanting you more. Because freedom is magnetic. A detached man can give affection without losing his edge. He can love without losing his direction. Women crave that. A man who's present but not possessed. Someone who can hold her close, yet let her breathe. And humor makes detachment even smoother. When she tries to get a reaction, just smile and say, you'll have to try harder than that. It's playful, confident, and powerful. You're showing her that your peace isn't negotiable. Remember, attachment chases, detachment attracts. Because when you no longer fear losing her, you become the kind of man she never wants to lose. Number 10, leadership, the silent command that earns her submission. Leadership doesn't mean control, it means direction. A real man leads with clarity, confidence, and compassion. Stoics led by example, not force. And women naturally follow that kind of strength. It's not about dominance, it's about grounded guidance. Most men think leadership is loud, giving orders, being assertive. But true leadership is quiet. It's in the way you make decisions, take responsibility, and stay calm under pressure. It's how you hold space for her emotions without drowning in them. When you lead, you make her feel safe enough to relax into her feminine energy. That's not about gender roles. It's about energetic balance. Masculine energy moves forward, feminine energy flows. When you lead with confidence, you create rhythm, not restriction. Leadership is also about humility. It means being strong enough to guide, but wise enough to listen. You don't always have to be right. You just have to be present and accountable. That's what earns loyalty and respect. So, lead not with ego, but with essence. Show her that you can be trusted with her vulnerability, her softness, her chaos. Because when a man leads with purpose and peace, a woman doesn't submit. She chooses to follow. And that's the difference between control and connection. When you strip away all the games, strategies, and confusion, intimacy comes down to 5 timeless traits: emotional control, purpose, confidence, boundaries, and presence. Plus these 5 we've added: vulnerability, patience, integrity, detachment, and leadership. Together, they form the complete picture of a real man. One who's not just desired, but remembered. So stop chasing love. Start embodying it. Be the man who makes peace look powerful, silence look confident, and discipline look attractive. Because when you master yourself, a woman doesn't say yes out of lust. She says yes out of trust. And that, my friend, is where real intimacy begins.